Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Gaming with Sal. Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I want to go ahead and basically give my overall thoughts and review on Operation Spectre Rising when it comes to here in Black Ops 4. And let me go ahead and just say this. Unfortunately, this video is probably gonna be a little bit more negative than positive, because as I was sitting down and just taking a look at everything that's come to Black Ops 4 and the way it's come to the game, yeah, I'm not really all that happy when it comes down to this operation. But before I go ahead and jump into all of that, I do want to go ahead and start off the video by talking about a few things that I actually like about this operation, and then basically later on go into why I'm mostly disappointed rather than satisfied at the end of the day. So let's go ahead and start off by talking about multiplayer. When it comes down to our new 13 specialist here in Black Ops 4 Spectre, he is actually pretty fun to play with, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes down to his version here in Black Ops 4, it's much more different than the one we saw in Black Ops 3, because now in Black Ops 4, instead of having like a little ripper blade that comes out of your arm, you have a katana that you pull out now, and you actually go into full third-person mode, which is really interesting in terms of the way that gameplay goes in this game, because when it comes down to multiplayer here in Black Ops 4, or any sort of mode really, Spectre's main ability is the only thing that allows you to go full third-person mode, which is very different for a game like, you know, Black Ops 4 and Call of Duty in general, just because it's known as a first-person shooter genre. So yeah, it's really interesting to see that new type of playstyle come to the game. And on top of that, his side ability, which is the smoke grenade, only allows him to be able to see enemies through it, which really goes well with his persona, because he's known to be like that stealth like ninja type of player. Not really sure how else to describe him, but yeah, you get the point. The only thing I do have a concern with is that there is no actual real counter to Spectre, and another YouTuber basically proved this, and this YouTuber goes by the name of The Exclusive Ace, and he actually did a video talking about if there are any counters for Spectre, which if you guys haven't checked out, I highly recommend you go ahead and do that and actually check his channel out. He's a pretty good YouTuber when it comes down to covering Call of Duty videos. But yeah, he basically broke it down and pretty much came to a conclusion that there's really no counter to Spectre's main ability, as well as the smoke grenade. Like, not even cold-blooded helps you against the smoke grenade. So that's going to be something that hopefully TREYARCH looks into and sees that they need to make some quick adjustments or fixes to the specialist to kind of bring him back down to a more balanced level. Also, we're going to be getting modes like Prop Hunt this Friday, as well as Capture the Flag in the near future, and more bare bones playlists to work with. So in terms of game modes, not really a lot, but at least something new to kind of work with. Then of course, when it comes down to Blackout, or Black Ops 4's main child, if you want to call it that, you get a lot of cool things with this new operation. The map changes are something that will allow players to play in a much more different way in certain locations, because now the map is flooded since the Hydro Dam has been destroyed. So it's really going to change the way that you think about when it comes to landing into the map and how to kind of like approach situations depending on which location you're moving closer to. And on top of that, we're getting a new Bounty Hunter mode, which is really different. Once again, involves Spectre in his blade and third-person mode, so it's really going to change the way you play the game in that perspective. And on top of that, we're going to be getting a 50v50 mode called Ground War, which we really don't have much more information about besides just that, and it's going to be really exciting to try that out, right? Because that will be our first official like 50v50 mode here in Blackout for Black Ops 4, so can't wait to actually look forward to that. And then when it comes down to things like equipments, vehicles, and weapons, more of those items will be added into Blackout in the near future as well, and they will all be for free. If only multiplayer could end up being like that. Anyways, when it comes down to finally the weapons, the customization, and the black market, we're going to be getting new weapons and only 50 tiers, which allows us to get the reserves a little bit more faster if we complete the 50 tiers as quickly as possible. Now, after listening to all of these things, this all sounds great and everything, right? It sounds like Operation Spectre Rising has a lot of cool things to offer. And here's the thing, it actually has a lot of content this time to offer, and some really cool content too. However, the way that this content is being handled is what I'm having a huge problem with. So let's go ahead and first talk about the very least of my concerns in terms of the cons of this update, or the bad things of this update, and that is the Black Ops Pass. So when it comes down to the Black Ops Pass, we're going to be getting 3 new multiplayer maps, which includes Masquerade, Artifact, and WMD from Black Ops 1. And you guessed it, WMD is what's really bothering me right now. The fact that a remastered map from an iconic Call of Duty game is being locked away behind a paywall, which is also known as the Black Ops Pass, 7 months into the game's life cycle, and they're trying to continuously get people to still buy the pass by using nostalgia as a weapon. Here's the thing, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw WMD, I'm like, man, I really want to get my hands on it. I really want to play this map when it comes down to Black Ops 4. However, However, I am not going to spend $50 to get the Black Ops Pass just so I can barely play this new map, because let's be honest, when it comes down to the rotation of these maps, I'm not going to be seeing WMD coming up that often. If anything, I might have to jump into a lobby of custom games just to be able to play this map as much as my heart's content. So yeah, see how Black Ops 4 brought some content to the game that excited me, but then the way they are handling it took that excitement away within a heartbeat. Now I'm going to look at WMD as, oh, you know what, I wish I could play on that map, but unfortunately Black Ops 4 is never going to catch me playing on this map just because of the fact that it's locked behind a paywall that is going to cost $50 extra on top of the game that I've already paid for, which was $60. Yeah, no thank you. And that's pretty much what is going on in Black Ops 4, to be honest. At the end of the day, we keep talking about there's not enough content. There's not enough content. Truth is, there is enough content in Black Ops 4. However, the way it's being handled is what's getting to people. Here's the thing, there's not enough free content. Everything that they have advertised for Operation Spectre Rising, almost all of the cool things that really stood out to you in that trailer that we saw a couple of days ago, are all either locked behind reserves or paywalls such as the Blackjack shop or special contracts, etc, etc. For example, new outfits for specialists, new reactive camos, or mastercraft versions of certain weapons. Even the Blackout character skins that were really shown off in the trailer, majority of those things are behind reserves. And don't even get me started on reserves, you guys. The way that they handled the new customizational content that's coming to Black Ops 4 is the most egregious thing I've ever seen, and even any operation that's already come to Black Ops 4. A good example of this are the death effects in this game, as well as the weapon charms, the camos, even the reactive camos, and things like face paints and outfits. Each of these items are now so specifically tied to either a certain specialist character or weapon that it's basically flooded the entire pool of content in the reserves. So once again, as an example, suppose you get a weapon charm like the Lil Ray, which is a mini ray gun that comes as a weapon charm that you can hang on the side of your weapon. If you get that Little Ray weapon charm in the reserves, it's not like you're going to get that for all of the weapons or even a certain weapon class like all the assault rifles or SMGs. You get the point. Instead, you will get that Little Ray charm for a specific weapon, such as an example, the ICR. And then if you want that Little Ray weapon charm, suppose on your Rampart, you're gonna have to find it again in the reserves for the Rampart. When it comes down to the reactive camos, such as the new Alter Life reactive camo that has come with this operation, you're not going to be getting it through the reserves and then be able to apply that to any weapon. It's going to come out tied to a weapon that the reserves randomly pick for you. So like if I open up a reserve drop and I get the Alter Life reactive camo, it's going to be most likely tied to something like the MX9, and then I would have to find it again for every single other weapon that's already in the game. Think about that for a second, you guys, and how many items are added to the reserves because of this sort of system from just this operation alone. And then don't forget, we also have all of the previous items from old operations also being thrown into these reserves on top of that. So now we have a pool of thousands upon thousands of different customizational items, which means that if you really want to get everything that Operation Spectre Rising is giving to us, you would have to either pay a lot of money or spend hours or even days of your lives playing the game just to get lucky enough to maybe even get 1/4 of the content. And here's the thing, at the end of the day, people are probably going to be wondering, well, isn't the reserves just filled with cosmetic items anyway, so what does it matter? Here's the thing, right? One, these cosmetic items are pretty much the coolest things that are coming with every single update in the game, and the things that really stand out to us. We don't see any of these cool items within the 50 tiers or the 100 tiers of every single operation. Instead, these tiers are always filled with either useless gestures or calling cards or stickers for the most part. I mean, I'm glad that they take the weapons and at least put them into the tiers. Thank God for that. But even then, look at the way they do it. They're so sneaky with it that it's just unbelievable. They throw these weapons into the tiers, but they put them at such high levels of these tiers, like tier 50 or tier 100, because they know that not every single player is going to make it to the 100th tier. And what happens when those weapons aren't unlocked by a player? They get thrown into the reserves. So in a way, they are giving us weapons for free, but only for a little bit amount of time in comparison to its entire life cycle. That is horrible. Games like Modern Warfare Remastered had like the perfect system, because suppose a person wanted to pick up the game months after it came out. They can still go ahead and do that and be able to have a fair chance of getting all of the items from past events. Here in Black Ops 4, if you pick it up after 6 or 8 months, whatever the case might be, guess what? You want the Damon 3XB? You want the Switchblade? good luck finding it in the reserves. If they really want to make this game feel like it's a 3-year game or a game that's going to be supported for years to come, why are they treating it like it has an expiration date of like less than just a year? Why would anybody want to pick up a game where half the weapons are locked behind a slot machine filled with thousands upon thousands of items, and majority of those items are things like stickers and calling cards? On top of that, all of the cool items that ever come to this game are locked behind a paywall in which you have to pay money that costs more than the game that you already paid for. On top of that, content is coming in Black Ops 4, you guys, but the way it's coming into the game is through paywalls and slot machines. That's pretty much what's going on, and that's why we feel like we don't have much content to work with, because on average players aren't going to spend more than like maybe at most $70 on this game, maybe 90 depending on which version you bought, but I'd say maybe past $100 no one's going to pay more than that. It's not even a free-to-play game, and they're being more egregious with their microtransactions than free-to-play games are. It's ridiculous, and that's what's really killing this game. Imagine if I was able to play WMD as a free map. Imagine if I was able to get some of the Blackout characters. Imagine if I was able to get at least even like one Mark II variant of a weapon in the tiers. It would feel like I actually am getting some of the items that have come with this operation. But now I'm in a position where I feel like the only things I've really gotten are Spectre, the new modes in Blackout, and the map updates that have come with that mode as well. Zombies hasn't even gotten anything. They claim that the reason why is because they're working really hard on DLC 3 and DLC 4 maps to complete the Ether storyline, but could we have given at least the Zombies community something more than just Gauntlet modes? I mean, you guys tell me, whoever plays Zombies, is Gauntlet even that big of a deal to where they're using that as content to give you guys with every single operation or major update that comes to the game? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section below, but overall, this game has potential. From day one, it has potential. But what's a shame is that TREYARCH's promise of having more content in this game than ever before wasn't a lie. Instead, it was deceiving, because they did bring content, like I said many times in this video already, but the way they brought it is causing players to have to give up more money than they should, and that's not right. And that is pretty much what's ultimately going to lead this game to its downfall until Modern Warfare 4 comes, or whatever the next Call of Duty will be. But I don't think this game is going to last for more than a year if this is what's going to keep going on. And seeing how we're 7 months in, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to turn around anytime soon. I'm sorry that if I had to, be a little too negative in this video, you guys. At the end of the day, I'm still a huge fan of Call of Duty. I still want to support games like Black Ops 4, but not to the point where I'm making it seem like that these egregious tactics are okay, because they're not. And this makes me worried for even future games like Modern Warfare 4 or whatever the next Call of Duty game will be. Hopefully it won't be as bad, because let's be honest, TREYARCH is the only developer studio that really has had the most egregious systems out of all the developers that have made Call of Duty so far. So fingers crossed that Infinity Ward does not do what Black Ops 4 is doing here. Anyways, that's pretty much what I have for you guys in today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of Operation Spectre Rising. Just because I'm feeling a little negative towards this operation at this very moment, who knows, maybe my thoughts and opinions can change later down the road. But that doesn't mean that if you're enjoying it right now that you should feel down about, the game after listening to something like this. You do you guys. If you're enjoying the game, hats off to you. But as of right now, in this very moment, I just feel not as satisfied as I should be. But that's just once again my opinion. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling now. If you guys enjoyed the video, please go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon so you'll never miss an upload, and follow me on my social media accounts to stay connected. Links will always be in the description below. And I'll go ahead and talk to you guys in the next one. So take care of yourselves, and bye.